Emery, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining me today. And
Yeah,
for
of
those of you
course.
who are watching, this is Sheik Mozart, and he is going to be one of our speakers at Bible Creative coming up at the end of February. And guess what happened today?
What happened?
Registration opened.
Registration is open. Do you have a tally of how many folks have registered?
We have almost 100 registered already.
Really?
Yeah, just from
Wow.
this morning. So it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
wow,
awesome.
that's pretty awesome. So
Yeah, that's
grab
super
your
exciting.
free spot. I mean, free Bible teacher training. I mean, with some
Yeah,
amazing influencers, not only just in children's ministry, but we have people from Christian education sphere and the Christian university sphere and homeschooling and parenting, Christian parenting sphere this year. So I am
right.
so excited to see how it all gels together. So
Yeah,
so
that's
Shay,
great.
tell us a little bit about who you are and why
Sure.
should we know you?
Yeah, of course. Well, let me say this. The Bible Creative Conference is always going to hold a special place in my heart because last year was the first year that I attended, and it was the first ministry event that I was part of as a ministry resource provider after I'd left ministry. So it's like, it was a big deal for me. So it was really exciting.
Fun.
And yeah, so my name is Sheikh. I am the creative director of ready-made products for church visuals. We create media and video elements and a bunch of different things for churches, which you can get on our website at churchvisuals.com. And we also do a lot of work with all sorts of ministries and churches and organizations, custom work for all sorts of things. And yeah, I was in full time kids and youth ministry for about 14 years. And almost exactly a year ago, I stepped out of that to go kind of full time as a creative,
A Bible creative.
a
Isn't that
Bible
what we
creative.
are?
That's right. Yeah.
That's what we
Yep.
are. That's awesome. So, what are you going to be sharing with us at the end of the month when we have the conference?
Yeah, I'm going to be talking about the 5 types of kids' church visuals. I won't tell you what they are, but they're great. I love them. And it's funny because whenever I talk to kids ministry people about videos and about media, there is this moment where people want to say that they don't like videos. They want to teach live and in person. And what I'll say first and foremost is that in all my years of ministry, teaching live on stage is the most important part of everything that
Mhm.
I did. Leading worship, whether it was me leading worship or the team, um, having people connecting with kids is what makes ministry happen. Um, I growing up, I've always just kind of been good at some of the fun aspects of ministry, whether that's the stuff on stage or creating videos, design, all that stuff. And when I started in full time ministry, there was kind of a push away from that in the kids ministry
Mhm.
culture at large, and I felt a little bit discouraged, because um, I would think to myself, like, all the stuff that I'm good at is the stuff that everybody seems to be moving away from.
Oh yeah.
Um, and and then just a few years ago, well, I guess like 6, 7 years ago, I had the opportunity to go to Israel,
Wow.
and throughout my 10 days or whatever it was, however long it was that I was there, I kept feeling this kind of voice, that just kept repeating this phrase, which is tell the story. And
Mhm.
I remember there was one night that we were on a boat in the middle of the Sea of Galilee, and something just kind of clicked for me, that Jesus was willing to go to whatever length he had to teach his disciples. He wanted to teach them about faith. So he puts them in a storm in the middle of the Sea of Galilee. And I think for me, what that helped me to realize was that it's important for us to use everything that we have at our disposal to help kids understand who Jesus is, and to help kids connect to the Bible and to the gospel in a powerful and dynamic way. And And that was very encouraging for me because the stuff that I've been doing for so long, there was always this nagging feeling in my heart that it wasn't important. But I think that moment kind of made me realize just what a powerful tool it can be. And
Yeah,
media is a part of that. Media doesn't have to take away from what's happening live. It's
right.
all about telling the story of Jesus in all sorts of different ways, so that kids could understand who he is in their language. And so what we're going to be talking about is just all these sorts of tips and tricks and different things, different elements that you can add to your kids' church service or your Sunday school or whatever environment it may be to make it come alive as creatively and as engaging as possible.
Right. And that's kind of the point of all of the people I've kind of gathered together, because everybody has their different flavor of
Yeah,
sharing the story.
right.
And we have so many different types of kids that come in our classroom, and there's no way that one person with one teaching strategy is going to be able to reach all of the kids. So
Right.
that's why like team teaching is so good, and
Yeah,
why
yeah, for
having
sure.
just different ways of teaching, games and media, just all the things.
Yeah,
Um, and to be able to do them well, I think
exactly.
is huge. And so and a lot of people, especially those of us who are a little older, can be intimidated by technology and media.
Yeah, sure.
So
Right.
I can't wait for people to hear what your ideas are and how to best go about it, and be able to then, on Sunday, even be able to go back to their church team and say, hey, got some ideas. Let's see what we can implement. And again, I loved your phrase to tell the story. I think that's great. So
Oh, that's awesome. Cool.
um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm excited. So okay, so here is our fun little nugget time here.
Okay.
What is your one Bible teaching tip that you would give to somebody who is watching this? Your go-to or your favorite thing to do when teaching scripture?
Yeah. So for me, when I'm teaching, I love telling stories, and I love creating moments of like mystery, or even
Mm,
tension, where you use your voice to make things more dramatic, or there's a million ways to do it. But I love that even in a kids' church environment, you can be engaging without it being a fun moment. It can be kind of a
right.
mysterious moment, or a moment that kids don't know what to expect. But within the safety of that space, they can engage and learn. So finding ways to add mystery and to add emotion to what you're teaching and to what you're doing, I think that's my favorite thing.
That is all. Yeah, I totally relate. My favorite thing are cliffhangers. Like
Yes, right.
I would get to the end of my lesson and I'd be like, I'm not going to tell you what happens next. You got to come back next week. And all my kids
Yeah,
would be
yeah,
like,
yeah. Yeah, I remember I saw this missionary who was telling the story of of uh of the woman who lost her coins, and and she had like just 10 pennies that she was holding, and she would count them one by one, and she'd say one, two, and then she would stop and tell a little bit of the story and then go back to
oh,
counting. And just those
neat.
little moments of
Yeah.
it just it blew me away. I thought it was brilliant.
That is a really neat idea. Ooh, I really
Yeah,
like that. I want to file that one away.
yeah, right. And
I
it,
love
it
that.
it was cool too because it was visual, but you
Yeah.
also heard the clinking of the coins, so it
Yeah.
was this like multi-sensory experience. I was
That's really
very, very
cool.
impressed. Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, I'm so excited that you're going to be joining us this
Yeah,
year,
I can't wait.
and to share your creativity and your wisdom and your tech knowledge and all the things. So, Jake, thank you so much for taking
Yeah.
a little bit of time today to join us. And for those of you who are watching, registration is open. It is
Yes.
free. Bible teacher training for free, quality training, and I just hope that you all will come and join us. It's going to be a great time. 3 days, about 9:30 Eastern time until 2. and you'll get to make lots of friends like Sheik because he's great.
Yeah, yeah. And I loved it. I can't tell you how much I loved my experience last year. So
Oh,
you do
great.
not want to miss it.
I love it. I love it. All right, everybody. We'll see you later. Thank you, Sheik, so much for
Bye.
being here.
Of course.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.